وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Saat saja. Alhamdulillah. Masih cozy. Hope you enjoyed your recitation practice today. We've tried that for a while. You can let me know after 3 weeks how it goes, inshallah. But I think it will be good practice for us too, to get fluent in the Quran and comfortable. And also, I'm also excited about the memorization. But if you're here like for 4, 5, 6 years, you're doing a few lines every week, you can memorize quite a bit at the end of the time. A big part of getting things done in life is just like scheduling issues.
Is that in the first period?
Second or third. So, like a big part of life is just getting things scheduled. Like everybody has a bit to memorize. We don't memorize, we don't have a schedule for it. So we try to schedule some things with the bit in our lives. Okay, Bismillah. What I've done is I've printed a full set of notes up until where we are today, because we made quite a few changes with regard to the notes for this year. So, if you're on the very first page, the second slide on the first page, you can see the A, B, C, D, E. So today, inshallah, we're going to finish B. So A and B, inshallah, will be done. So last year, we basically finished A and B as well, and we started with C. So we're going to start the C together fresh. But I want to say that those of you who were in second year last year, you didn't go through all the examples in here. What I did this year is I added new examples for the class to get used to it. So what I'm going to advise is those of you who were in second year last year, on your folders, I put the only 6 lessons you missed. So if you can listen to those 6 lessons, it's the same thing we did now, word choice, verb versus nouns and so on. But I'll go through the examples from last year which we didn't do this year. Okay, so those who are second year, those who missed last year's lesson, the 6 lessons are on your folders. It's called Divine Speech 2018, and there are 6 files there. You can listen to them, and there's also a PDF there with the notes from last year, which is the same as this year, but there's extra this year. Okay, you with me? So those of you who are serious about the subject or want to get into depth, is try to do last year's lessons as well. Although you covered the same concepts this year, just with different examples. The examples are different, that's all it is. Okay. So what do we do is page 2 quickly. On page 2, we did word choice, because that's the first big chapter, word choice. Right? And then at the bottom of page 3, you can see there's 3 headings there. Word choice in the Quran, below you see synonyms, verb tense, and nouns versus verbs. So that we did in the last 3 or 4 weeks, we did all of that. So you can just keep paging. There's verb tense at the bottom of page 5. And then on the top of page 7 is nouns versus verbs. So all of these slides are just breaking down those 3 concepts. So now we're going to come to a new chapter on page 9, which is word order. Word order. So in summary, the first section was what? About when you're reading the Quran, what you're going to do what's the first tool for the first section? You're going to, in your mind, you're going to think about Allah's word choice. In the first section, you're going to think about Allah's word choice. You're going to think about why did Allah use that word and not a synonym? Why did Allah use a noun instead of a verb? Why did Allah use that tense instead of a different tense? You with me? So you're thinking about the Quran in terms of word choice. In this chapter now, chapter 3, we're going to do word order. We're going to look at the order of words, the sequencing of words. Okay. So the first slide at the bottom of page 9, let me just read the ayah, but don't give the answers, because we did last year. The first verse says, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ مِنْ إِمْلَاقٍ نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ وَإِيَّاهُمْ. And do not kill your children because of poverty, imlaq. We, نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ, we will provide for you, وَإِيَّاهُمْ, and for them. A very similar verse in the Quran is the next one says, لَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ خَشْيَةَ إِمْلَاقٍ. Don't kill your children out of fear of poverty. نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُهُمْ, we will provide for them and for you. So you can see in the first verse Allah mentions we'll provide for you first and then them. In the second verse Allah says you'll provide for them and then you. The answer to this is in the recordings, inshallah. Listen to it, you'll get the answer, inshallah. Next one here, وَإِذَا رَأَوْا تِجَارَةً أَوْ لَهْوًا. If you see tijara, some trade, or lahwan, or some entertainment, انفضوا إليها, they all hurry towards it. وَتَرَكُوكَ قَائِمًا, and they left you Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam standing. قُلْ مَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَمِنَ التِّجَارَةِ. Say that with that which is with Allah is better than entertainment and trade. So you can see in the first part of the verse Allah mentioned trade first and then entertainment. In the second part Allah mentioned entertainment first and then trade. Against the shopping in the sequence. The recording will tell you why, inshallah. Next verse, أن طهر بيت للطائفين والعاكفين وركع السجود. So just a comment on the previous thing. On the previous slide, what I was doing was we were comparing the word orders from one verse to a different verse. We're taking two verses just similar and comparing the word order, and we're trying to understand why. In this one here, so we call that relative word ordering. On the top of page 10 is called contextual word ordering. I don't know, not comparing two verses, I'm trying to understand the context. For example, Allah says to Nabi Ibrahim and Tahira, the two of you, Ibrahim and Ismail salam, you may purify Baytiya, my house, لِلطَّائِفِينَ, for the people who make tawaf, وَالْعَاكِفِينَ, the people who make i'tikaf, وَرُكَعِ السُّجُودِ, and the people of ruku' and the people of sujood. So we're trying to understand why did Allah use that sequence and not put sujood first or ruku' first, why tawaf first. Again, the answer is in the recordings. Next one is a long one. You can do it in the recordings, inshallah. So I'm going to go to the new one now. A new one, so the whole class will start with the new one today, inshallah. Bismillah. Allah says in this verse 2, Surah 34, يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلِجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Translate with me. يَعْلَمُ, he knows. مَا, that which. يَلِجُ, enters. Yaliju means to enter. He knows that which enters fil ardi, in the land, in the earth. وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا, and that which comes out from it. وَمَا يَنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, and that which descends from the heavens. وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا, وَمَا يَعْرُجُ means to ascend, and that which goes up فِيهَا, into the heavens. وَهُوَ, and He, Allah, is Ar-Rahim, the All Merciful, Al-Ghafur, the All Forgiving. What's it? Sorry? It's straight back? Just 3 sentences. Are there extra copies here? Pass the journal? Or sisters, are there extra copies on your side? There's extra copies there. Okay. Pass them on here, so it doesn't get. So what's the heading here? This heading is relative word ordering. I'm comparing this word ordering to other places in the Quran. What is unusual about this ayah in terms of word ordering? There's something unusual about this ayah in terms of word ordering. Okay, but that is opposite, but I'm saying what's unusual about it?
Normally you send first and then you descend.
Okay. What else? There's something at the. I'll tell you so once. I'll give you clues in the last 3 words. What's the unusual Allah saying about Huwa Rahimul Ghafur? If you read the Quran, you start to remember Allah normally says what? Ghafur Rahim. But here is saying Rahimul Ghafur. So relative word ordering, I look at the sequence and say this is unusual in the way Allah normally speaks. He normally speaks about Him forgiving first and then Him having Rahmah. So if I see something unusual, my mind has to be an inquiring mind, has to think, why does Allah put it in this sequence? Why did Allah put it in this sequence? Any thoughts? I'll give you a clue. That the ayah here speaks about Allah knows that which goes into the earth and that which comes out of the earth. So now you immediately think of plants. Seeds go in and plants come out. But where do we go? We go? Are you going to go into the earth?
Yes.
Inshallah, you'll have janazah. They'll bury you and you go into the earth. Will you come out? You won't come out. You'll definitely come out. Qiyamah. You'll come out. You will come out. Allah says, the hadith says, you come out like plants come out. It's like a scene through the. You come out there. And then Allah says, "Ma yanzilu min as-sama'i wa ma ya'ruju fiha." What do you think about yanzilu min as-sama'? Think about the rain.
Yes.
And ya'ruju, think about what? Evaporation. But what came down to you and what's going to go up from you? Your ruh. Your ruh is brought from a process of making a baby. Your ruh is brought down to you. What happens to your ruh afterwards? It just goes up. So using that, why do you think the sequence is different?
I think it's out of Allah's mercy.
What's that?
Because of Allah's mercy that He's given us what is mentioned there. If I think about the plant life,
Okay.
it is through Allah's mercy that He's given us that.
Okay. We must always explain that as opposed to Ghafur first.
Okay.
We're not asking why did Allah say Rahim, why did Allah say Ghafur? We're asking why did He say Rahim before Ghafur? You with me? I'm not asking why He chose that sifas. I'm saying why Allah chose that sequence. The? Okay, good. So that Rahmah. Okay, let me ask this one. In terms of the mathal, the example here, is the example speaking about this world first or the next world? He knows what goes into. When you go into this world, when you come out, next world. You know, come down from the sky. This world first or next world? This world. When it goes up, next world. So Allah speaking about this world first and about Qiyamah, next world, when you come up, when your things ascend. So you with me? So therefore it's more appropriate in this sense to Allah to speak about the Ghafur second. The Ghafur second, because when is the forgiveness most needed? When you stand before Allah at Qiyamah. And the Rahmah is needed when? It's needed in this world, because it encompasses all the difficulties of this world. For example, if you get the Rahmah in this world, and you stand before Allah and get Maghfirah, then you're in Jannah and you're Sudrat. You with me? So because of the sequence, the sequence of this thing before it basically changes. You with me? So all again, something example I'm worried about, I'm thinking about why Allah said it in this sequence. Okay. Next one. Allah says, Inna, translate with me, Inna, very, khalaqana al-insana min nutfatin amshajin. Amshaj means like a mixed drop. Nabtalihi, we tested. فَجَعَلْنَاهُ,
And
we made him سَمِيعًا, or hearing, بَصِيرًا, hearing and seeing. Okay. Next one. وَلَوْ تَرَى. Okay, we're just speaking about now, 76 speaking about the dunya, right? 70, that verse speaking about dunya. Allah makes us from a drop, Allah makes us to able to see and to hear. You follow me? Next verse. وَلَوْ تَرَى. Translate? And if you had to see, if like you can't see it, but if think about if you had to see. Idil mujrimuna.
when the criminals,
What's mujrimun?
criminals,
Criminals, wrongdoers. Nakisu ru'usihim. Nakisu means to bow. Nakisu ru'usihim, bowing their heads. Inda rabbihim. To the Lord. رَبَّنَا أَبْصَرْنَا وَسَمِعْنَا. Oh our Lord, أَبْصَرْنَا. We have seen and we have heard. فَرْجِعْنَا. Return us. نَعْمَلْ صَالِحًا. We will do righteous actions. إِنَّا مُوقِنُونَ. Verily we are certain. Now question. Does Allah normally mention hearing in the Quran first and then seeing, or seeing and then hearing first? Okay. So generally Allah will mention hearing is more emphasized than seeing. Why is hearing more emphasized than seeing? So the first thing I want to notice that in the first verse Allah mentions hearing first, then seeing. In the second verse on Qiyamah, the people who are disbelievers will say, we have seen and we have heard. So there's a swap around there. Why is hearing more emphasized in this dunya than seeing? Okay, that's good. But so why is hearing more emphasized in this dunya? That's the medium when you hear the guidance. The medium you hear the guidance is through your, like sami'na wa ata'na. We heard, we obey. It's by the primary medium of guidance is hearing. Because it's passed on from student to teacher. It's an oral tradition. So the guidance is heard. And then obviously those who can see have insight. They can see the truth. Why is it swapped around in Qiyamah? What has happened to the people standing before Allah on Qiyamah? Have they heard about this before?
Yes.
Have they heard? Yes, they heard. The world's come to end. You're going to be at Qiyamah. Yes, you heard, but we're not going to believe that, right? Now they come to Qiyamah. What happens? رَبَّنَا أَبْصَرْنَا وَسَمِعْنَا. You with me? Now they see the truth. Now the seeing becomes more dominant than the hearing. The seeing becomes more dominant than the hearing. So again, that gives you a. So what's the tool here? It might actually seem like a vague tool, but the tool is very simple. It's the fact that you see a sequence in the Quran that's different from a sequence somewhere else, and you apply your mind to why the sequence changes. Okay. Next one. That's in terms of comparing sequences. Okay, so long. Okay, so the first part is from Surah Yusuf. Some of you must have did Surah Yusuf before, right? وَاسْأَلِ الْقَرْيَةَ. That's right? And ask the village. The people we imply it there, but please ask the village. الَّتِي كُنَّا فِيهَا. That which kunna, we were fiha, in it. Wal-'ir. What's al-'ir? The caravan. The caravan. Allati aqbalna fiha. Allati aqbalna fiha means what?
Which?
Aqbalna here means that we that which we met. Who is speaking here? The brother of Nabi Yusuf is speaking to who? The father about what? About Binyamin being held back. You with me? About Binyamin. So they're telling the father, you don't believe us? Ask the village and ask the caravan that we met. وَإِنَّا لَصَادِقُونَ. Verily we are truthful. قال he, Nabi Yaqub, he says, بَلْ سَوَّلَتْ لَكُمْ أَنفُسُكُمْ. That means like your nafs has deceived you. Amran, a matter. فَصَبْرٌ جَمِيلٌ. So a beautiful patience. عَسَى اللَّهُ. Perhaps Allah. أَيَأْتِيَنِي بِهِمْ جَمِيعًا. Perhaps Allah will bring them to me all together. Who's Jami'a? Nabi Yusuf and Binyamin. Innahu huwal alimul hakim. Verily he, Allah, he is alim, He is all knowledgeable. He is Hakim. He is all wise. Okay. So, in contextual word ordering, we ask, why did Allah put those sifas in that order? Why Alimun Hakim? I think it's normally Alimun Hakim, but I'm also asking why Ali. So, in other words, now contextually, we're not talking about comparing to other verses. I'm comparing Alimul Hakim to the verses before it. What is the choice and the sequence of those two sifas bring to the story?
Because Allah knows that what they're saying.
Is Nabi Yaqub going through difficulty? He's going through difficulty. He's going through immense difficulty. He lost his second son now. Binyamin is gone. So what's he saying about Allah? So the first thing is he's saying Allah is not unaware. Allah knows that what's happening to me. All knowledgeable. Then why is Al-Hakim mentioned next? Why Al-Hakim? Even though this is the most difficult thing happened in my life, I'm losing my second son, Allah is Al-Hakim. He is the all-wise. So what you do is we're not just looking at the sifa and just saying Alim al-Hakim, Alim al-Khabir. Look, I mean, you have to apply our minds to say why that sifa in that context, in that order. You with me? There's a link between the sifa and the context. You with me? Like other sifas won't fit wouldn't fit as well here. So again, the link is between the sequencing here and the context. Next one. فأوجس منهم خيفة. فأوجس. Nabi Ibrahim. Nabi Ibrahim comes, he's sitting there, and then some guests come, but the guests are actually angels, and he's scared of them.
Yes.
فأوجس منهم خيفة, and then he senses, or they sense from him some fear. قالوا, they then say, لا تخف.
Do not fear.
Do not fear. وَبَشَّرُوهُ بِغُلَامٍ عَلِيمٍ, and they give him the glad tidings of a ghulam,
Of a learned
a
son.
knowledgeable son. فَأَقْبَلَتِ الْتِمْرَأَتُهُ فِي صَرَّةٍ. I actually forget what صَرَّةٍ means.
Loud voice.
فَسَقَطَتْ وَجْهَهَا. Before this person.
Saratan is allowed.
Let me see what this means.
His wife came forward with a loud voice.
I think a sarra is like a place, and then you just make sure you live.
Says the wife cried out. She came with a loud voice.
And this here, فَسَقَّتَتْ وَجْهَهَا.
She struck her face.
She
Struck her face.
struck her face. So she called out in a loud voice and she struck her face. Why is she doing this?
Because
وقالت, she says, عجوز أقيم. What's an ajuz? Old lady, أقيم,
like
a barren lady. So she's obviously like dumbfounded. So she's like shouting, and she's like not hitting her face, but she's touching her face, and she's saying, I'm an old lady who's barren. I think she was, I can't remember, she was like 85 or something. 85 I think she was. قالوا, they then said, كذلك, just like that. قال ربك, he said, your master, إنه هو الحكيم عليم. Verily he is Hakim Alim. So why is the Alim second to the Hakim? Again, this process of asking ourselves is important. Why this sequence?
He knows what they don't know.
So that's the Alim part. The Alim part is Allah knows that they are, she's better. The Hakim part is Allah still decrees that they must have a child. You with me? What is that? Okay. Well, you ask in a different way. Okay, let me ask this way. The knowledge of her not being able to have a child, is that like a special knowledge or common knowledge? Common knowledge. She's 85. She's 85 years old. People don't have children at that age. You with me? So the knowledge of it is less emphasized than the wisdom behind Allah making her have a child. You with me? Like the alim is more like, I know your condition, you're suffering, and there's wisdom behind it. You with me? But here the knowledge is almost like manifest. Like the situation is manifest already. So the hikmah almost is more predominant. Like you with me? Like it's commonly known that she can't have a child, but his hikmah dominates that she will have a child, and he knows best. You with me? So again, these examples, and there were others done last year, it's really about us coming to the Quran and interrogating. You know what happens? Almost like you put the Quran like glasses on. You put Nahu glasses on, what do you look for? Fi'al, fa'il, mubtada, khabar. Then you put on Sarf glasses, what do you look for? What are the what bar? Then you put on dictionary glasses, what does the things mean? Then you put on word choice glasses, what is the word choice here? Then you put on word order glasses, and what happens now? Why this sequence? Why is this sequence different from this sequence? Why this two things for this context? You understand? Now you're starting to think about it. So this is a tool that we have. If I can end with I just give you the tools at the bottom there. In relative word order means when we compare certain spots to other spots, is that you can compare the Scopus Quran. You can look up all the Sami' al-Basir, whatever you look up, and you'll find all the list of it there in Corpus Quran. You can't use the whole Khatam every time. You use the nice Quran dictionary to find all the entries. You with me? And then you can check if the word order is the same. Like in anything, Allah mention always mention A'mal after Iman. Does sometimes mention A'mal before Iman? Does it always mention night before day or day before night? No, just like these. There are many things you can ask yourself about the Quran, and then try to understand the context of the ayahs, and you compare the two, you try to come to an answer. In contextual word ordering is going to be actually probably a more relative tool to you. In contextual word ordering, you're always asking yourself, that phrase is sequenced in that way. Why? So you read the ayah before it and after and try to understand why that phrase applies in that sequence, and that gives you more insight into the Quran. This is not part of this, can be part of tafsir, but also part of tadabbur. Tadabbur means when you ponder about the Quran, when you think about the Quran, so you must feel free to be part of this process, inshallah. Barakallah, we'll continue next week at Mount View, back in the classroom, inshallah. And then those of you who can catch up, please catch up with us, second years. It's on the shade drive, inshallah. And next week we start a new section about iltifat. Barakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.